Hey you guys, Coach Liz here. All right, I am excited to talk to you a little bit about the next phase in your health journey. Once you reach that healthy weight, it's what we call optimization phase because we never just want to maintain, we want to continue to get better in our health. And so once you reach that healthy weight, I want you to remember that it's not crossing that finish line. It's not like you're done and you never have to worry about health again. It is part of your identity. It's something that you'll always be working on. So just know that it's a journey and it's changing who you are. Just like a weightlifter, if they work really hard to build big muscles at the gym, they can't just never go to the gym again and expect those muscles to always be there. You always have to be working on yourself. So a couple chapters or elements in the life book that I love on this is element 14, transitioning into healthy eating, and element 15 about healthy eating for life. So check out those two elements. They're very helpful. But in element 14, it talks about that transition phase. So once you reach that healthy weight, we slowly transition into that optimization phase. So each week we add in a new food group. We're slowly increasing your carbs and your calories, and introducing new foods and learning how to pair those together to be able to keep your blood sugar balanced. So know that that is an important role in your journey. Make sure you're working closely with your health coach through the transition phase, because I notice a big difference of people that work through transition into that next phase versus somebody that just hits that goal weight and then just tries to do it on their own. So work with your health coach. It is an important step in your long-term healthy weight. So a few things that I love to think about in regards to long-term healthy lifestyle is have a goal of where you're going next. You never just want to stay stagnant. You always want to have something that's pushing you forward. You need that resistance, something that is going to keep moving you forward on your health journey. So ask yourself, okay, what am I going to be working on next? Now that I'm at a healthy weight, maybe I want to increase my exercise, or work on my nutrition, or work on, a skill, a healthy habit, sleeping better, drinking your water, whatever it is, something that's measurable that you can always have something that's moving you forward. So just know that that is the first step in your healthy health journey, and you always want to be moving forward. So work with your health coach and talk about some goals that will push you forward to keep moving you in the right direction. Also, another thing that's important is check yourself often. I love the quote that Dr. Anderson often says, check yourself before you wreck yourself. And I like to think about health like like a thermostat in your home. If you have your thermostat set to a specific degree, let's say 70 degrees, and you leave the door open, you make a change. Yes, the temperature is going to change, either up or down, depending on what time of year it is. And your brain is very much like that. You might have changed the temperature by losing weight, but if you don't change that thermostat, if you don't make that a habit, then it'll automatically go back to that comfortable temperature. Same thing with your habits. If you don't continually work on keeping that thermostat changed, or that the temperature changed, your brain will just go back to what was comfortable, especially in times of stress. Maybe you get sick or an injury. Your brain just wants to take care of you, and it will often have you go back to those old comfortable habits if you're not consistently aware and staying on track. So make sure that you're just aware of that. You're working on moving forward and you're checking yourself often. Do your high five check. How am I doing with my water, my exercise, my sleep, my mindset, and my nutrition? And as you see yourself getting off course, just course correct quickly. It's so much easier to just course correct quickly than wait until you're 20 or 30 pounds heavier and try to get back on track. But it's never too late. So even if you did get off track, just make sure that you're staying in touch with your health coach. Stay plugged into the community, and just catch yourself often. Ask yourself, how am I doing? What do I want to do better? And celebrate what you're doing well. Also, that's part of the journey. Also, mindful eating is important. So that's one of the high five is balanced nutrition. And I love the weight loss phase because you're really getting into some good habits that are going to move you into that next phase without even thinking about it. So as far as nutrition goes, you get in the habit of eating 6 small balanced meals per day to balance your blood sugar. And that's one trick of keeping your weight off is if you just focus on how can I balance my blood sugar for this 3-hour period, it makes it so much easier. And so if you're mindfully eating, intentionally eating to balance your blood sugar, it will keep you moving in the right direction. So the habit of eating every few hours and picking lean and green most often. So in element 15, Dr. Anderson talks about the glycemic index and what foods you want to choose most often for long-term health. So choose those foods most often. Be aware of those things that you were eating during your weight loss phase are things that you want to continue doing in that next phase. The lean protein, the vegetables, the healthy fats. You're going to incorporate fruits and grains, but really being mindful of how can I keep my blood sugar balanced? And also the times that you ate were very important. Did you know that I still eat at the same times as I did 12 years ago when I lost my 45 pounds? I got into that habit of I eat within an hour of waking up, and every 2.5 to 3 hours, I have that time. And my body's just on that schedule. I start getting hungry about that time. And so if you can stay on that time schedule, then that will make it much easier. And be cautious of mindlessly snacking when it's not time to eat. So that's one thing that has really helped me is if there's something that I'm wanting, maybe, there's a cookie that I really want, or some tortilla chips, or it might be, some vegetables, whatever it is. If there's something that I'm wanting, a craving that pops in, first I ask myself, am I hungry or is this like an emotional craving? And I say, well, I really want some tortilla chips, but it's not time to eat yet for 30 more minutes. So when it's time to eat, I'll have one serving of those tortilla chips. And then I think, okay, how can I balance my blood sugar with these tortilla chips? Because that would spike my blood sugar. So I'll think, oh, I'm going to have some cottage cheese mixed with some salsa, and I'll dip those tortilla chips in. Perfect, perfect balanced snack for that 3 hour period. And then the next 3 hour period, I might choose something healthier, like some veggies and hummus or one of my fuelings. And that brings me back to fuelings. Fuelings got you to where you want to be, and they can help you stay where you want to stay. Now, not to say you're going to eat 5 a day. I still have a couple fuelings every day in that optimization phase because I love them. They're healthy, they're balanced, and they're convenient. And I love the sweet options. It keeps me away from eating treats because I can have a fueling that gives me that satisfaction of something sweet, but it's healthy. And so don't be afraid to use fuelings in the optimization phase, especially your favorite ones. If you love the hot cocoa like I do, you can still have it every morning for breakfast. Or if you love the brownie every night, go ahead and do that if that helps keep you on track. Or the bars, they help me stay on track when I'm busy. I can just take one with me. Or if I'm working and it's time to eat, I love to be able to eat a bar and know that my blood sugar will stay balanced for 3 hours until I have time to go to the kitchen and make something healthier. So fuelings can be very helpful in that long-term success. But you also learn how to do it on your own with your own foods, pairing those foods together to balance your blood sugar. So that is an important thing. So just be cautious of mindlessly snacking. Try to stay on your scheduled times that you eat, and pairing a carb with a protein. Every time you eat, try to get protein every time that you eat. That is a game changer, is really prioritize that protein to protect your lean muscle, because muscle is gold. You want to protect that. Also, portions is one thing that I see kind of people go back to bigger portions sometimes after they reach their healthy weight. So during the weight loss phase, you really learn portion control, learning to be satisfied and not full. And so Dr. Anderson talks about the 9-inch plate that we've been using for almost 30 years. So the 9-inch plate is eating on a smaller plate and filling your plate like this. So instead of having to track every macro and calorie, which can be really tedious, I just use the 9-inch plate system. I try to eat half of my plate with fruits or vegetables. So most of what I'm eating, every time I eat, I want it to be vegetables, sometimes fruits, and then a good amount of healthy proteins. And then if I want a grain, to keep it about a fourth of the plate. And be picky about those things, that, especially things that are not serving your health, that is an enjoyment food, like a dessert, or refined sugars, or breads. If you have a roll, for example, try to keep it about that big, and pick and choose. Only eat those things that aren't moving you forward, those things that you are eating for enjoyment, in small portions, and be picky about that. So if I, for example, I don't love pasta, I never eat pasta. I would rather have a good piece of French bread. And so I would have that, and I'd have some zucchini noodles with marinara and some cottage cheese. That would be a typical dinner for me. So be picky and choosy about the grains that you do eat, the carbs that you do eat. Make sure it's something that you enjoy. And then, of course, getting your healthy fats in. So that's a great tool, is eating on a smaller plate. And when you do eat, to be mindful of the portions that you're going for. And also, if you go back for seconds, it's always great to go back for more vegetables or more protein versus the grains. So that is an easy way to fix your plate. All right, the next thing is stay connected. A lot of times we want to do things on our own and we feel like we got it, but you have this community of support to help you. And so once you reach that healthy weight, just know that you're still welcome in our community. Your health coach still wants to hear from you. My clients that do the best are the ones that check in with me at least once a month, at least for a year, if not more, just to let me know how they're doing. And if they are struggling, we get them back on track. We talk about what habits are going well, what things they want to focus on to get back on track. And so stay connected with your health coach. Stay connected in the community, hopping on the calls, be in the groups, because Optavia is a lifestyle. It's a community that you want to be part of. And so one of the best ways that you can do that is by helping someone else. So honestly, that's what's helped me stay on track the most is I knew that I would easily give up on myself or quit on myself much more than I would on someone else. And I wanted it to become part of who I was. So that's why I became a health coach. I knew that if I was helping someone else, it would be hard to go back to old habits. If I was helping someone else move forward, I wasn't going to be going backwards. And as the health coach, we're always learning. We get to learn from Dr. Anderson himself often, but we have lots of trainings. We get to help other people. We get to be in a community of like-minded people, people that are wanting to improve their health and their lives. And so it's a great community to be in. So if you think that might be something that would help you stay on track, or maybe you've had a friend wanting to get healthy too, and you'd like to be part of helping them, then talk to your coach about what that would look like. But I would say that that is the number one thing that's helped me stay on track is and help me become a healthy person as part of my identity is that I'm a health coach. I get to help other people and I'm not perfect, but I get to keep working on myself. So studies show that health coaches with Optavia are 500% more likely to get to their healthy weight and keep it off when they help someone else. So that might be something that would help you long term. All right, so those would be my top tips on what to expect after you hit your healthy weight. Transitioning, number one, make sure you go through transition with your health coach, stay plugged in, and be mindful of those 5 habits. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, like Dr. Anderson says. All right, have a great week.